Hello, gorgeous people. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. Today, I am super excited because I'm going to be talking about my favorite romantic fragrances that I think are just perfect for Valentine's Day, which is right around the corner. So if you guys love very romantic, feminine fragrances, this is definitely the video for you. As always, thank you so much for joining me on another one. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already and turn your post notifications on, and let's just go ahead and jump into it. To start off this video, I am so excited to talk about Mizensir for Your Love. This portion of the video is sponsored by them. I'm really like on cloud nine to be able to work with such a gorgeous niche brand. This fragrance house is owned by master perfumer Alberto Morillas. If you love fragrances, then he has probably created one of your favorites. He has hundreds of fragrances under his belt, and so this is his own brand, and there are quite a few fragrances in this house, but I was lucky enough to try out For Your Love, and this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. Before we even talk about how it smells, let's look at this stunning bottle. I think it's just very elegant, classic, timeless, and it's very luxurious. Let me tell you that. I love the fact that the labeling is almost like a plaque, and then there is quite a bit of weight to the cap also. You have the detail of the logo right on top of the cap, and overall I just love these very like minimalistic bottles because they just never go out of style and always look absolutely beautiful wherever you display it, whether it's on your vanity or a bookshelf where you display your fragrances. It's just gonna look very elegant, and I just love this one. Now, For Your Love, this is an EDP concentration. For those of you who want to know, the main notes in this fragrance, or key notes, is raspberry notes, there is musk in here, and there is also patchouli. And I'm going to go ahead and spray it to tell you guys how this makes me feel and how I perceive this fragrance, because, you know, with fragrances, oh my God, I could already smell this one. This is definitely a very feminine, sweet fragrance that is just so romantic and classy. To me, it opens up quite fresh and a little airy and quite fruity. You definitely pick up on that fruity tone in the opening. And then in the dry down, to me, it gets a little bit more depth with that patchouli and that musk. And overall, this is just a very feminine fragrance. If you want to smell like a lady, if you want to give off a little bit of a flirty vibe, but still remain quite elegant, this is definitely a gorgeous scent. It's absolutely beautiful. And you guys know me, when it comes to scents that are very fruity like, I'm very particular, but this one is stunning, especially if you like this very light, sweet tone in your fragrances. You are going to absolutely love this one. It's very much approachable. It's not offensive. It's not too heavy, but there is a lot of character to this fragrance. And I find that even though it's like this fresh, airy kind of fragrance, it does have depth. So it lasts pretty well on my skin. In terms of like projection, it is going to project in the first 1 to 2 hours, and then it becomes slightly closer to the skin. And the lasting ability for me is a good 7 to 8 hours. It's very, very beautiful. Now, the dry down, that sweet tone in this fragrance subsides just a little bit. It's still going to remain, but it's not as heavy as when you first open this up. In the dry down, you're going to get a little bit of a deeper tone, but still remaining quite fresh, and it's just so stunning. For me, I definitely love the dry down over the opening. The opening is almost like captivating. It will capture your attention because it's like a burst of freshness and sweetness. But then in the dry down, it becomes slightly more mature, I want to say, without it turning vintage. It just has a little bit more of this elegant maturity to it, and it smells very, very sophisticated because the sweetness has toned down just a little bit. And the patchouli note in here to me isn't heavy at all. It's not too obnoxious. It really, everything is like blended to perfection and creates this very likable fragrance that is just kind of timeless and very appropriate, I think, for many occasions. But on a Valentine's Day or a date night, I think it's just that special because it just smells super romantic. And for me, this is an all year round kind of fragrance. It doesn't cater just for those colder months or those warmer months. So keep that in mind. Also, I will link this fragrance down below in the description box. So you guys go ahead and check it out. If you have never played around with this fragrance house, I guarantee you will find something that you will love. Again, this is from master perfumer Alberto Morillas, and he makes some of the most stunning fragrances out there that many of you guys love. So check it out, and a huge thank you for the brand for sponsoring a portion of this video. It's honestly such an honor to be working with them. So the next fragrance that I am going to mention is Jo Malone Velvet Rose and Oud. This to me is slightly more mature and grown and sexy. It's still quite romantic, but it leans a little bit more sexy to me. This is a great interpretation of the Rose and Oud combination, but this is just very much mature to me without it going too old school and too vintagey, but it smells like a very confident, mature woman. And I just love to wear these ones during the evening specifically because it has a very deep, kind of dark quality to it, and it just works best on those evenings out. I definitely feel like this really wears nicely on the colder months, so that's why I associate it with wearing it in the evening. Even if I'm wearing it in the summertime, the evening it tends to cool down a little bit here where I live, and so I prefer to wear this then. And it's a very warm, slightly spicy rose oud combo without the oud being too obnoxious or even too animalic. I find this is an oud that I can definitely tolerate, and a lot of you ladies are going to be able to vibe with this one because it's not super scary. I know oud can be really scary and intimidating, but I feel like the way they did it with Jo Malone is a very clean oud that just smells a little bit more woody, and it's just a gorgeous fragrance. This is definitely black dress worthy, a little bit of a heel going on, maybe a pop of color on the lips like a bright red. Stunning. So the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about, of course, has to be Parfum de Marly's Delena. I mean, when we talk about romantic feminine fragrances, Delena will always be in that list because this is the epitome of a feminine fragrance. It is absolutely beautiful, very unique, and it just captures attention no matter where you are. It's one of those fragrances that will get you a ton of compliments, so it really does make a statement when you walk into a room. This is just divine. I have so many memories with Delena because every single time I wear this fragrance, someone asks me a question. There's a memory associated to this when I wear it, and it's beautiful. So for me, Delena is it's a spicy floral fragrance, a little tarty, and there's an incense note in there that adds this kind of like mysterious vibe to this fragrance. It is very unique. There is lychee in here, there's rhubarb in here, so there's some sharp tarty notes in there along with the floral tones and that incense in there, but everything is combined so well that it creates a very unique fragrance. And if you have not tried Delena, just get yourself a sample. I promise you, so many people love this scent, and truly it's a masterpiece for sure. Next fragrance that I have is from MFK, and this is, oh, I have it backwards. This is Gentle Fluidity Gold, and this is just a beautiful, classic, fruity floral fragrance. I decided to opt with Gentle Fluidity Gold instead of Baccarat Rouge because I wanted to pull out something a little bit different, something ultra feminine, because with Baccarat Rouge, I find it's very much unisex. Male or female can wear it. It's quite neutral. But with Gentle Fluidity Gold, every time I smell this one, I smell a woman, okay? A lady. This is another really beautiful kind of fresh fragrance that dries down a little bit more musky, and there is just so much character to the scent. It is honestly one of the most addictive scents that I own. Every time I wear this, I want to keep wearing it on and on and on, because there's something about this that kind of makes me smile. It's definitely a scent that boosts up my mood, makes me feel happy, makes me feel put together and ultra feminine. It is absolutely gorgeous. There is a beautiful tone of vanilla in here that brings this sweetness, like a caramel kind of sweetness in this fragrance. You are going to get definitely a lot of fruity tones. I believe they might be raspberry in here, or like some sort of berry tone in here, and it's very juicy. It is beautiful, like very feminine, very classy, super wearable, and I mean, you truly cannot go wrong with Gentle Fluidity Gold. So the next one that I have is a little bit more unique. It's new to my collection. I was introduced to this in December of 2021, but I really like it. And this is Iris Malachite from Maison Crivelli. And this is another niche house that is very luxe. I mean, extremely luxe. They have some beautiful scents to select from. This over here is a beast of a fragrance. This is probably the heaviest fragrance that I'm recommending. So if you like that heavy hitter that's really going to project all over a room and last you 24 hours, this is the scent that you want to try out. This is a very unique fragrance that comes off to me slightly gourmand. Like I get this almost powdery, chocolatey vibe, even though there isn't a note of chocolate in this fragrance. It is slightly chocolatey, slightly powdery, a little bit silky. I know there is leather in here. It is a concoction of different notes that I can't distinguish, but I know it's just blended so well, and it's very sophisticated, very unique, and just one of a kind, honestly. This is heavy. Like, I haven't been able to put a dent in this one because I literally do about 2 to 3 sprays and I am good for the entire day. I don't need to overspray this because it becomes very overwhelming to me. So a little goes a long way. This is going to last you for a really, really long time. I don't like super powdery scents on me. I find they make me a little bit nauseous, but the powdery tone in this fragrance is very smooth and very silky, and so I really enjoy it, and it is gorgeous. It's, to me, not too feminine, to be quite honest. It is quite unisex, but there's something about it that's just very elegant, super refined, very sophisticated, and overall it just smells expensive and quite unique. I can guarantee you that not everyone is walking around smelling like this where you are. So if you put this on, you are going to stand out. Gorgeous. So the next fragrance that I'm going to make mention of is for the ladies that just love a classic floral feminine fragrance, and this is Byredo's Rose of No Man's Land. This scent I fell in love with instantly. It's just one of those fragrances that smell so beautiful and elegant and feminine. It just smells like a woman. It really, really does. Again, you have to enjoy your kind of fresh floral fragrances. It's very traditional, I won't lie. It is very traditional, but there's something in here that really captivates me and makes me want to keep wearing this fragrance. I think it's the elegance in it. It's so elegant, so refined. And even though it's kind of like a fresh floral fragrance, there is so much depth and character into this scent. I absolutely love it. And even the story behind this fragrance is really cool, because with Byredo, they tell a story with every fragrance. Every single scent that they come out with is to do with some sort of memory, some sort of lesson, some sort of story, some sort of walk in life. So definitely check out on the Byredo website to find out what this fragrance is all about. It's very cool, but I just I love it. Honestly, every time I wear this, I feel very much sophisticated. So if that's what you want to kind of exude, sophistication, elegance, a little maturity, this is the fragrance over here. This is not going to be your sexy, romantic, flirty kind of fragrance. This is a little bit more reserved. Okay, a little bit more reserved, but still very sophisticated. And another thing that I love about this scent is that it makes for a great layering scent. Like if you have a very floral scent that is super sweet, or even a fruity scent that is super sweet, like with even Mizensir for Your Love, you can layer them and they will create a really beautiful concoction and just make everything super unique to your own. So yeah, don't be afraid to layer your fragrances and create some magic, because you never know what's going to come out of it. But this is a really beautiful traditional floral feminine fragrance, very fresh, very airy, a little musky and a little woody in the dry down. So the next one that I have is for all of you ladies that love to smell absolutely delicious and sweet, and this is Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy Extreme. I had to mention this one. Now you guys know that I absolutely love Love Don't Be Shy Extreme over the original Love Don't Be Shy, because I find the floral tones in this one just bring out a little bit more character and more oomph. The original one to me was just extreme sugar sweet, while this one has a little bit more class, and I absolutely love it. Now you will still get that DNA of the original one, where it's this fluffy kind of marshmallowy fragrance, but with a little bit more airiness with the fruity, not the fruity, the floral tones in this fragrance. I just think it's beautiful. Wow. This is very much an intoxicating kind of fragrance. Like you smell this and you're just like wanting more. It's very sweet, very alluring, quite flirty also. It's very sweet. So you have to enjoy your sweet fragrances, kind of leaning towards the gourmand without smelling like food. It smells gourmand to me because it's so sweet, but there's this airy quality to it in the dry down, which I really, really love. And it's more of a playful, flirty fragrance. So if that's what you want to give off that day on your date night, on your Valentine's Day, this is a really beautiful option. I think it's stunning. I think a lot of men love these type of fragrance DNAs on women, something sweet and a little bit flirty and slightly romantic also. Definitely check this one out. That is it for this video. I hope you saw something new and cool today. Please don't forget to leave your comments down below. I would love to know, what are your plans for Valentine's Day? What do you plan on wearing in terms of a fragrance? Comment down below. And even what is your favorite kind of romantic feminine scent? I would love to know. Of course, a huge thank you to Mizensir for partnering with me on this video. It is truly an honor to be working with such a prestige brand. I'm super, super excited. I will leave all of the details to this fragrance down in the description box, so you guys go ahead and check it out. It is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all on the next video. Ciao!